So if you're thinking about selling your house, I'm going to talk about why it's important to get your house staged prior to listing it on the market. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Andrew here with the Lake Team here in Houston, Texas. Welcome back to another fantastic video that we have for you guys today. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and smash that subscribe button down below. We try our best to produce the best real estate content to give to you guys each and every single week. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and dive in straight into today's topic, which is staging your house. So when it comes to staging, it's vitally important that buyers can get a feel for your property. And whenever it's staged, buyers will see themselves and start to visualize a fresh, thoughtfully furnished room, even though sometimes it is impractical for actual living in some circumstances, but they'll be able to visualize themselves living there rather than looking at someone else's house. When it's staged, kind of think of it like a model home. Staging the house is meant to sell the space, right? It's meant to sell what can be done with the property or what can be done with certain rooms. So think of like a model home when you go visit new construction houses and you see everything just spick and span and everything's perfect, everything's lined up, just right to where they're selling that space to you. They're selling you on the space. When it comes to stage houses, a report was made that 82% of all home buyers can actually visualize themselves and their families living in that particular house rather than visualizing a seller or another family or another person living there. So that's why it's also equally important to get that house staged so they can visualize themselves and not be like, oh, well, I'm just walking through somebody's house. And the goal is the same for all listings, right? To get you guys the most money possible when it comes to selling your house. And most buyers today find their house online, so photography is also very important as well here. When it comes to staged rooms, kitchens, bedroom, master bedrooms, or whatever the case is, the photographer can go in there and they'll take those beautiful, crisp, clean photos. And if the house or if that room is very cluttered, there's a lot of stuff going on in there. There's a lot going on inside that picture. It's hard for the buyer to visually see, but if it's very minimal and it has been appropriately staged by a professional, the whole picture turns out completely different and it looks just absolutely amazing and crisp, and that's when the buyers start visualizing themselves again living in the property and not somebody else's. Also, if that particular house is cluttered in those photos and it's not staged properly, then buyers may actually pass on your house altogether and not really even give your listing the time of day to go check it out and go see it. Versus a properly staged house, they're going to go ahead and go look at it. They're going to reach out to their agents or whatever it is. They're going to reach out to somebody. They're going to go take a look at that house because it looked beautiful and showed very well online. So I did touch on this particular subject on another video that we did, but we're going to go ahead and talk about the pros and cons of virtual staging versus the actual real deal. Virtual staging is easy to do. It's relatively cheap. Most of the time your agent's going to pay for it. We pay for virtual staging because it's not that expensive. But virtual staging is best done if a seller is on a budget and it's vacant. If it's a vacant property, you don't want to spend to $2,000 to $3,000 depending on the size of the house. And the only downfall to that on a virtual staging is, when buyers get there, then there's no furniture inside the house. It's completely vacant and it looks different from what they thought it did online. That is a downfall, but it did its job ultimately to get somebody inside the home. And then from there they can make the decision. But obviously here the best route is also not the most cost effective, is going the real route, the real McCoy, right? Going staging, going full on with it and getting the whole property or the whole house staged, or just the main rooms like the kitchen, the living room, and the master, maybe even a game room if you have one. But buyers will go in there and look at it, and they also get that they also, when they're looking at the property online and then they actually go see it, they're seeing the same exact thing. So there is no room for disappointment. They actually know what they're getting. So in that case, it kind of weigh your pros and cons. One's more expensive and not cost effective, but it yields better results. But the more cost effective route, it gets people there, but it may not be the best as it could disappoint buyers. So a quick statistic from our I think it's a real estate staging association or stagers association. They had a study that was done that homes that are properly staged sold for 10% higher than those that weren't in slower markets, right? We're in a different market than a slower paced market. We are in a super fast and ultra competitive market when it comes to buyers, but that's why it's very important to think about the staging portion of everything, because if you are in a slower paced market, you will, studies show that you will sell faster and for more money than those that aren't staged. So going back to actual numbers, and the RESA did a study in 2020 that said that 85% of staged homes that were properly staged sold anywhere from 5 to 23% of over list price. I mean, that's incredible. That is a huge difference above list. Just, whatever your list price is, add 23% of that on top. That's amazing right there. Now, are these realistic? This depends on your market. I wouldn't, take that to the bank that, hey, if I stage my house, I'm gonna get 23% more than my asking price. Don't ever expect something like that. Numbers like that aren't guaranteed, but that's why there's a very drastic number between 5 to 23%. But studies do show 85% of properly staged homes do sell higher and for more money and quickly. So this leads us to the ultimate big question. Should you take the time and stage your property? Should you go the virtual route? Should you go the non-virtual route, which is the real McCoy? This is entirely up to you. This is entirely up to you. This is, you have to look, you and your agent need to sit down and discuss what it looks like in your market today. As the making of this video, it can be drastically different 2 years, 3 years from now. But right now we are in a super hot, ultra competitive market, and it is, for buyers that is, it's very favorable to the sellers at this point. There's just no inventory. So would it make sense to actually stage your home? Would it make sense to spend the $2,000 to $3,000 to do that, even though you might have 30 offers in in 36 hours of listing your house? That's the kind of decision you need to make. Now, luxury markets are a little different. I think every house in the luxury market needs to be staged. If you're $1 million plus, depending on your location here in the Houston area, you need to get it staged anyways, because you're trying to get the most bang for your buck. You're trying to get buyers to visualize everything, and the luxury market is quite different from an average market, so to speak. And so luxury might take a little bit more time to actually sell. So in that case, I would always suggest that if you have a luxury home that you need to sell, go ahead and get that staged, get that knocked out, and let buyers physically enjoy walking through your house and truly appreciate all that it has to offer. There's no one right answer to this, and so it just kind of really all depends on the condition of the home, the market condition, all that good stuff. So again, just consult with your agent and they'll be able to guide you the best they can. All right, guys, well, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below if you're watching this on YouTube. I can't stress the importance enough of staging, but to each their own. I just wanted to make this quick video to kind of educate all the consumers out there, whoever's watching this, no matter where you're at. Always consult with your agent and go from there. But yeah, if you like this video, leave me a comment and below if you're watching this on YouTube, and go ahead and smash that subscribe button as well. Here at the Lake Team in Houston, Texas, we do our best to produce the best real estate content to give to you guys each and every single week. So don't forget to hit that bell icon as well. That way you're the first to get notified once we do release these videos. So that's going to wrap it up for today. I'm Andrew with the Lake Team here in Houston, and I will see you guys next week.